Hi everybody, it's Jen. Welcome back to my channel, Hallmark Plus More, where we watch and talk about shows, movies, mysteries, Hallmark ornaments, and anything else that floats our boat. So today we are going to be live streaming the new ABC show High Potential, Season 1, Episode 3, starring Caitlin Olsen as Morgan. She is a single mother of 3 with a high IQ, and she consults on murder cases. So I'm excited to watch it live with you. Right now we're watching the end of Dancing with the Stars, which comes on right before it. So while we're waiting for a few minutes, I just want to say thank you to everybody who subscribed and watched my videos. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy this. Stay with me after the show. We'll talk, we'll review, and we'll just see what's going on there. So right now, Dancing with the Stars, I guess, is doing their elimination towards the end of Dancing with the Stars. But I remember last week, as soon as Dancing with the Stars ends, it went right on into the show. So just hang tight with me for a minute, and then we're going to get right on into the show. So I'm super excited. Like I say, stay with me after and we'll talk about it. We'll do our review. So, all right, here we go. It looks like they're going to eliminate the last couple on Dancing with the Stars. I'm not going to tell you anything if you watch Dancing with the Stars. So we're just going to wait until that's over. And then, like I say, we're going to go right on into it. So excited to see it. It's definitely a great show. Okay. All right. We are just waiting for this to be over. All right, looks like they're just talking to people. And then we're going to go into the show. All right. Here we go. All right, they're just talking. All right, so I've got my pen. I always like to take notes. See if we can figure out who did it. So exciting. All right, so they're saying their goodbyes. All right, here we go. Like I say, last time I went right on into it, and it is just now 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So hopefully we're going to get into the show here. I love Morgan. I think she's great. I love the way she works. Here we go. Ooh, okay. All right. Wow, let's start out then. Oh my. Okay, wow, starts out a little dramatic. What is going on? Does he know? What? Oh! Oh, holy crap. Okay, go right on into it. Gosh darn it. Okay. Wow, it looked like he knew somebody was behind him or something. Maybe he was just meditating and he was totally shocked. But he looked kind of hunched over when he was in the bathtub. Maybe he was just meditating. But holy crap. Okay, it starts right on into it. So, all right. Well, he died in his bathtub. Okay, then. Whew. Here we go. Okay. Happened in a hotel. Here we are. Okay, girl, go. Oh, interesting. I wouldn't have picked up on that. Yep. Yep. Go, girl. Looked like a man did it. Interesting. Gotcha. Two-part job, though. It looked like a man killed him, though. Ooh. Oh, I love her. Blonde. Telling you, I don't think it looked like a man drowned him. Too obvious, can't be her. And it looked like a man. Totally a man. Totally two-person job. Mm-hmm. Ooh. Jump right to it, why don't you? He fell asleep. A cause. I told you she didn't do it. It's too obvious. And it was a man. We saw him. That was definitely a man grabbing her. But he already looked drugged. I felt like it was a two-person job, but I guess that's too obvious to assume she was involved. But obviously he was drugged. Well, the very first scene, you know how I said he must be meditating? I mean, he looked like he was already dead when he was in the bathtub. He was just like, he was just hung, like hunched over. So it's like, is he meditating? Like, what's going on? So maybe he was drugged. And then when the guy started, drowning him, obviously, you kind of wake up a little bit. And that's when he started fighting back. Because it was kind of strange where he was kind of hunched over in the tub. But if she didn't put him in the tub, I don't think she's telling the whole truth. My first thought was it was a two-person job, which is kind of obvious. The woman gets him into the room, yada, 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 and then the man comes and actually does the dirty work. But I don't see a motive for her. Not that that matters, because they always give you the motive at the end sometimes. But yeah, I mean, we definitely saw that it was a man. So he was either hiding in the room already or had an adjoining room and came in from next door through the sliding door balcony or something like that. But why did he it looked like he was drugged before. So if she didn't drug him, I mean, did she leave after he was in the tub? I mean, who leaves somebody falling asleep in a tub that's dangerous? So my thought is, I don't know. I just still don't make sense of her story. She just said he was tired and I left, but was she there for the bath part or not? Like I said, obviously a man killed him. It was so obvious in that first scene, and she wouldn't have done it. But I guess we'll find out more. I mean, he's from Mexico City. His name's Ernest. I got that, but it didn't sound like anything that he did for a living would. But you know what? Everybody's got their skeletons in their closet. Everybody's got their secrets. So, I don't know. And do we believe that her husband's really deceased? I mean, I guess so, but I know a lot of people with grief, everybody deals with it in a different way. A lot of people still wear their wedding ring after the fact, but great observation by Morgan. I mean, 9 months and she's still wearing a wedding ring and she's sleeping with other men. I would think if you're still wearing your wedding ring, you still wouldn't be wearing it while you're with other men, but that's just me. I mean, everybody's different grieving. So I don't know. I mean, I'm still skeptical of her. Doctors have skeletons too. We're all human. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not taking her straight off the hook. I still think there's something going on with her because I don't believe her story. But I still don't believe she did it. But I think she knows more. I think there's something else going on. I guess we're going to find more suspects. And it looks like the lieutenant had information. It looked like Roman's name, which is Morgan's ex that she believes is missing, Ava's dad, and Ava obviously believes her dad left her. So I'm hoping they'll kind of put the pieces together for that. For Ava's sake, it's always nice to know that your dad didn't run off on you and he actually was disappeared or kidnapped or whatever. So, all right, here we go. Let's get back into it. Okay. Hey, that's $50. Take it, girl. She already checked it out. Ah, he's a gambling man. Oh, it looked like feathers to me. Not that I'm picking sides, but it did look like feathers. Oh, okay. Ah, she took the Sparks home. I love this girl. Oh, he's pissed. Oh, her son. I love him. That's incredible. Uh-oh. Ah! Shut the door. her son is super smart. He's got the gift like her. I love that too. I love any kind of dynamic with her family. Her son is young and he's so smart and he's got that gift like her. So anytime you can kind of see him use that, it's crazy. And who she was referring to is the son's dad. So, we were speaking about Roman earlier, which was Ava's dad, the teenager you saw there. He went out to get diapers when she was an infant and never came back. So she believes her dad ran out on her, but Morgan believes something happened to him, and that's what the lieutenant is looking in for him. He does the murals. That's what they were talking about with that other scene. And then the little boy, she also has an infant, which you didn't see in that scene. The little boy and the infant both have the same dad, and that's who comes over and babysits sometimes. So that's who Ava was talking about when she said, he said it was okay as long as we shut the door when the music got too loud. Which is so funny to me. That's why I laughed, because, when you have teenagers, that's the last thing you want them to do is shut the door with the boy in their room. So I just thought that was super funny. But, yeah, so, obviously this case is getting a little bit more detailed, because now we find out we know nothing about him. He's not from Mexico City. He noticed, they looked a lot alike, so obviously this man stole his identity. So now we got to figure out who he is and who would want him killed. And we also need to find out about the blonde. Did he tell the blonde his name was Ernest, obviously, or does she really know something? She seemed nice. I know she's a doctor, but like I said, we're all humans. We all have skeletons in our closet. Maybe she's completely innocent and that's the last we heard of her, but I don't buy it. The cup, or should I say the glass, they said was from the bar. Who was in the bar? Her. So, if she left and somebody else came in the room, they would have put the, drugged him from the glass from the bar. He brought it up with her, when they were in the bar, he brought it up to the room and then drank it all, and then they drugged him, or they drugged what he already had brought up. I don't know. It just seems like she's involved somehow. Obviously, like I said, she didn't do it. It was clearly a man who did it because you could see him struggling. But yeah, I definitely think that there's more we need to talk about with the blonde, but could be totally off base on that, but we will have to wait and see. But I love any side story with Morgan because she's so funny and she backs it up. She's so smart. And that's what I love about her. She can give them crap because she's so smart. She backs it up. I never would have picked up the towels. I saw the towels on the chair and they look the same to me, but when you look at it, you do see 2 ruffles, 3 folds, 2 folds. All right, here we go. Right. Me neither. didn't know that. That's kind of cool, actually, but I didn't know that. There's the baby I was talking about. Here we go. Mm-hmm. Ah! Oh my goodness. So not true. Eduardo. Okay. Construction. Ah, she's getting in the car. Okay. So he's a rideshare driver. I don't understand the suits though. Um, I mean, he buys suits secondhand and then she sews them and makes them look nice. So is he trying to, I don't know, is he trying to pretend like he has more money than he does? I mean, he buys these suits and then she kind of stitches them up and patches them up and makes them look nice. So we really don't know much. I mean, rideshare could be a full-time job. I know people do it as full-time income, but I just feel like this is just a side hustle for him. So I'd really kind of like to find out what his real job is. And how did he meet the blonde? She's a doctor. And I apologize if I missed that at the beginning. If she mentioned, I remember her saying like, whenever they're in town, they meet up for a drink at our regular place, the hotel. but I don't remember her saying like how they originally met. So I think that's going to be interesting. Do I think she's involved with the murder? Not necessarily. I mean, she could be, like I say, it seems like a classic, the woman gets the guy up there to seduce him, and then, the friend or, robs him or does whatever. So that's what it seemed like to me, but that seems too obvious. So maybe the blonde's not involved. I don't know. I mean, did he get drugged and then take a bath and the drugs didn't necessarily like sink into his system until he was in the bathtub? Because before he was killed, he looked like he was already out of it, he was just sitting there. So I mean, did he get in the bathtub by himself after the blonde left, and then the drugs kind of soaked in, didn't really hit him until he was in the bathtub? Because you would think if he was kind of drugged and kind of like out of it, he wouldn't be getting into a bathtub of water. So I don't know. I mean, I still think there's a lot of things that we need to find out. Him being rideshare, I think it's a side hustle. Like I said, people do it. They make great money. They do it full time. I think that's wonderful. I just don't have a feeling that he's doing it full time. Because we really want to find out, like, why. And who. We really don't have any suspects besides the blonde, and we don't really have a motive for her. And even if she was involved, like I said, it definitely looked like a man did it. So if she was involved, she had a partner. So let's see. Just another preview for an ABC show. Definitely want to see where these other suspects are coming into play. I mean, we're already halfway through, really want to see what's happening here. Okay. So he does rideshare full time. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so if he does rideshare full time, he must be making good money. Ooh, he's married. Oh no, he's married. Oh, look at the little girl. Oh, I hate that. I hate that. So sad. Oh gosh. Find out your husband was murdered and then find out he was cheating on you at the same time. Oh my gosh, that was terrible. Seriously. Seriously. I did think about that, but it's still rough. Yeah, see, alternating his suits to make him look nice. Ooh, and there it is. Ooh. Yeah, that's stone. So I still, like I say, I know that's what the cops always do when they question the wife, but it's still rough. I know, you just got told that your husband is dead, and then they throw on you, oh, he wasn't traveling on business. He was having an affair and he was with the woman the night he was killed. I know they have to do that. I know they have to see for the reaction of the wife, but it's still rough because if the wife doesn't have anything to do with it, I mean, that's traumatic, right? I mean, it's a lot to take in a couple minutes. I know they have to say that because if she is involved, they want to see her reaction, you know. But that's rough to take, especially having a little girl. And she knew her husband had been in prison, so it seems like, he was honest with her. However, there's some backstory. So he does rideshare, which we thought was his permanent job, but the wife said he works for his cousin's wine distribution, which has him travel. So when we find out he's got this nice apartment, this nice car, and he has these suits that she tailors and kind of fixes to look expensive, I'm thinking he's doing that to fool his wife. So I think what happened is, he really doesn't have that money. Either his cousin is into something shady or he borrowed money from somebody shady to try to keep up appearances, because that is a nice house. He had a nice car. His clothes were not nice, but that's what she did. He's a regular customer. He comes in all the time with secondhand suits, and, I make them look nice. So I feel like he's putting it off for somebody, and we want to know who. Obviously the wife doesn't think that they have money problems. I mean, he's doing rideshare, but apparently he's working for his cousin. So that's kind of what's the shady part, the cousin and his wine distribution business, or is he in on something on his own and the cousin is just something he tells his wife? I mean, does he have other mistresses in different states or in different areas? Is this a one-off where he just met the doctor? I mean, who knows? I think what we have to find out is when he did the ride share with the guy who said we look a lot alike, and then he took his identity. Why? What was he trying to do? Why did he need somebody else's identity? Was he trying to, I don't know, scam money off somebody and he wanted to use somebody else's identity? So, I mean, there's a lot there I have more questions than answers, I guess I would say. Because why steal the identity? Why tell your wife that you're working for your cousin's wine distribution and you travel a lot? If he's not really traveling, what is he doing? He's staying in town, doing something shady. So, I don't know. There's just so many different questions. But we're getting towards the end. I mean, we're over halfway through. So I really don't know what lead you go to here. You go back to the wife, find out about the cousin distribution. I mean, you got to pick up a lead somewhere. I'm not really sure where they're going to go from here. Except to say, like I said, go towards the cousin, find out what kind of job he's doing with that. It's just, there's too many questions. Who doesn't love donuts? Yeah. Yep. Like I said. That's what I said. No? The balcony from next door. I doubtedly think so. That's what I said initially. The latches. Telling you, I agree. That's how he got in. I said that early on. Oh, definitely. I'm telling you, that's how it wasn't her. They got in a different way. But was it the room next door? I mean, the fourth floor. He's gonna see some. Telling you. He sees something. It's how they got in. I knew that's how they got in. Ooh, hello. Well, he's Glenda Walker. Who knows? Could have been him. He fits the build. Let's see. Something doesn't add up there. Oh. That's what it looked like to me. He was talented. Yeah, that was odd. Why would he give his daughter a dictionary? Okay, this has something to do with it too. I knew the photos were going to come in handy. The photo. Oh, seriously? Good job. Ooh, ooh. Well, I knew I knew the photo would come in handy when she said my daddy gave them to me. I just didn't know what would be on the photos. And the dictionary, that didn't make sense. I thought, well, I didn't think he was going to hide cash in it. Wow, okay. So, unless I find out something in the next 10 minutes, I'm basically going to say he was a scumball for scamming vulnerable women. I mean, that definitely, I mean, that could be anybody's son, nephew, uncle, spouse. I mean, gosh, this list of suspects is going to be so long now. I mean, so that's it. So he doesn't have a lot of money. He's scamming women. He has a nice car. He has a nice house. He's telling his wife he's working for his cousin, which is probably a lie because we have 10 minutes left and they never follow that lead. So obviously they're not too concerned about that. And he's hiding money in a dictionary he's giving his daughter. I mean, yeah. I mean, nobody deserves to go out like that. I mean, obviously, you know what I mean? We're not we don't do that. But yeah, definitely scum if you're gonna scam vulnerable women. I don't necessarily believe the son. He said he was up north. Maybe he was. But if it were my mother and I knew she was in that state, I would be looking at her finances. That's just me. Now, I know everybody's different. He was up north. He didn't, if I found out my mother was in that state and she wasn't totally with it, and I knew she was dating somebody, hell yeah, I would be finding out about her finances and making sure. I had a family member who did that. My grandfather was like that, and he gave away a lot of money. Not on purpose, but you know what I mean? When you're in that state and you're just not there mentally, very gullible. So yeah, I mean, I think the son knew. So, I mean, it definitely could have been the son, or it could have been anybody else. I mean, if she's got a list of people she scammed, it could be any relative. Definitely think it was a man, though. So if this is the case and he's just a scumball who's scamming women, then maybe the blonde doesn't have anything to do with it. But we need to find out of the suspects who knew how to climb, because you saw the powder from the climbing gear. So, I mean, right now, the only suspect you have really is the son, unless there's somebody else that comes up. Oh, Lieutenant will get Morgan back. Morgan will be back. She'll find something and have to come back. Ugh, scum. What? He gave you a big cut? True, if he's getting money from him. I'm telling you, I don't think it was him either. Yeah. I agree. Oh, that's right, because she agreed on the job on one condition, that the lieutenant would look into Roman's disappearance. Aww. Okay, so I thought it was the dad. Now I'm thinking the Manny, but now I'm thinking it's back to the dad. Elliot and Chloe, the little baby's mom. Or dad. I knew she'd be back. She figured something out. Mm-hmm. Told you. Told you. Knew it. I didn't know what his initials on his shirt meant, but I knew it had to come into play. I knew it had to have been him. Who else could it have been? Because you knew it was a man. And I knew he got in. Teamed up with the blonde. The blonde. The blonde. Did I not tell you that from the very beginning? She didn't commit the murder, but I felt like she knew more than she was telling us. Ah! Knew it. I did good tonight. I knew it. Yeah. They both did. So sad. By killing him? Yep. Ugh. Scum. Scum. That's who, Kyle. Scum. So sad. You're right, Kyle, but you can't kill people. Let him do it. Come on, let him do it. Let him say goodbye to his mom. Come on. Good job. Good man. Oh, is it an apple fritter? Oh, okay, Morgan. Nice. He deserves that. He deserves that for letting him talk to his mom. All right, let's see. Okay, next week. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Okay, please, Tammy. You know we took them. Whew. All right, so that looks good for next week. Okay. Well, we have a lot to talk about. So, whew, okay. So yes, the guy was definitely scum, but you don't have the right to take his life like that. I mean, I agree he was a scum. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where you understand, but you can't condemn. Like, you can't agree with their behavior, but you kind of understand. We all have moms, we all have family. They always say the thing about parents. Oh, parents will do anything for their kids. Oh, don't mess with their kids because you're going to get that mama bear, papa bear come out. Well, the same is in reverse for a lot of people. When you're an adult and your mom or your dad or your uncle, your grandparents, they have dementia, their memory, their mind is gone, they become very protective. So it's almost kind of happens in reverse. So yes, parents are very protective of their children, but when the adult children, they can be protective of their parents too. So that's why when I saw Kyle's reaction, he was like, yeah, I was up north when he met him. I'm like, no, 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 no. You seem like you care for your mom. If you knew that your mom was kind of losing it memory wise and she's meeting a man, no, no, no. You'd find out about him. So I knew right then. And there was some logo on his shirt, which I didn't mention during the show because I was trying to figure out how they would get back to Kyle. And then obviously it's the logo for a climbing club. But yeah, I was going through the show, like I said in the beginning, it was definitely a man. I didn't believe the blonde. There was something in her story that wasn't adding up, and I just got the feeling she wasn't telling us the whole story. I knew she couldn't have killed him. I said from the get-go it had to have been a man. I mean, when he was drowning in the bathtub, it definitely was a man wearing gloves and all black, which means he had to have come in from a window. So I thought it was a balcony climbing gear through a window, but it turns out the blonde wasn't. I just knew if it was a two, and it kind of was. I mean, in this aspect, it wasn't like in other scams. It's the girlfriend who gets the guy up to the hotel, and then the boyfriend or the husband is the one who. In this case, she obviously wasn't related to Kyle, but they kind of had a plan together. So I feel like, he was doing this for his mom, and I understand that. I understand revenge. I understand being very protective of your family. I'm protective of my family. But you can't just do that. You understand, you're protective, but you can't just go kill somebody just to get back at your mom. Because look at it. In the end, here is her mom. His mom still has this condition, and thought he was doing the right thing by getting revenge, but in the end he's going to jail, and guess what? His mom is by herself again to be scammed by some other man, or you know what I mean? So like, you might think you're doing a good thing, but you're not. You're leaving her unprotected. So I understand, but gosh, you just can't go do that. But I definitely knew early on from that interview with the blonde, she wasn't telling us the whole story. And then I knew it was a man, but we didn't really have a good suspect. Knew it wasn't the bartender. I knew it wasn't the wife. I knew there was something with the camera, but I didn't know what it was. So, definitely picked out Kyle as soon as I said, yeah, it's the same frame. I could tell it was, the same person. So definitely a good show. I love it when I can see the pieces coming together throughout the show. I love it when I'm right about a whodunit. It doesn't always happen that way. And, I hate watching these stories because the scam, it's very real. It happens all the time. And it's sad, especially with cyber, with everything going on computers. So if you have elderly grandparents, elderly parents, anybody in your family, look out for them, because it's not their fault when they have dementia or when their mind and memory goes. Look out for your family members. Even children, teenagers are getting scammed with cyber. So just look out for your loved ones, and definitely don't take anything into your own hands. Please just report it and let them go to jail, so that you're not going to jail for bringing out revenge. But definitely a great show. Love Morgan. It looks like they're trying to get closer on what happened to Roman. So I really like that kind of side story. And try to find out what happened. So it looks like a month before he disappeared, he did this mural, but it was a high crime activity area back in the day when this happened, 16 years ago or 15 years ago, I'm sorry. So definitely like that they kind of opened that up and we're seeing that side story. But yeah, definitely, I love all the scenes when it's, and I love when she said, I hate that I'm so smart, but people are still calling me stupid. You know what I mean? Because even though she has a high IQ, we all do dumb things. You know what I mean? I mean, nobody's perfect. So that's one of the things that I like about the show too. Yeah, she's super smart, but she's still going to get on the nerves of a regular Joe or a regular detective with a regular IQ like the rest of us. So really love the show. Looking forward to next week. I'm a parent. I don't know if you're a parent, if you're watching this, but it just kind of tugged at my heartstrings because next week's episode is about two small children being kidnapped, and she's trying to find it. The mother was dropping the kids off with their father, so I guess they're divorced or had some kind of custody agreement with the children, and basically the kids have been disappeared. So that's heart-wrenching for any parent. So it's definitely going to be a good episode. Her being a single mom of 3, I'm sure you're going to see her saying, this is heart-wrenching for me because I have children. So she's going to be able to relate to that mother. But it's definitely going to be a good episode. I hope you enjoyed the show. I definitely enjoyed watching with you and reviewing it. Definitely tune in next week because we will definitely be watching the next episode on ABC. So if you liked it, definitely, subscribe and leave your comments. And until next time,